go there. When my dad died, I had to get a visa to go to Nigeria, which is all a big fandango. And because I am Nigerian through ancestry, but despite not being born there, because of my parents, yes, I am. But by identity, I'm not really. I know the country very well. I have a lot of family there, and I'm very interested in what happened.
This is a fascinating story. I don't know if you caught this, but Suella Braverman thinks Englishness is about ancestry and heritage and not birthplace. She, in fact, argues she isn't English, despite being born here. The former Home Secretary says her Indian roots and a lack of generational ties to England means she identifies as British Asian instead. Braverman warns that
most Nigerians have been really upset. They've been really upset because Kemi Badenoch, who is a conservative leader in the United Kingdom, recently said, in her own words, I no longer identify as a Nigerian. And she spoke about how, the last time she renewed her passport, she said, I no longer identify as a Nigerian. And she's been getting backlash, left, right, center, everybody, the media, the Nigerians, people in the political space, everybody is coming at her. And I know most of you would have seen that particular interview where she said these words about Nigeria as a country, and this article by BBC. I don't think there's anything wrong if Kemi Badenoch choose not to identify as a Nigerian. I don't see anything wrong in that. We live in a world where people can make their own choices. People can choose to identify as something and choose not to identify as another thing. I don't see anything wrong. She's been getting a lot of criticism. People are attacking her. I don't see anything wrong with that. People change in life. People evolve. I've seen families whereby, they had children. When the children were young, they were interested in something, and as soon as the children they grow up, they said, Dad, I'm no longer interested in this. Mom, I'm no longer interested in that. Kemi Badenoch has not done anything wrong. In fact, she has strong ties in the United Kingdom. Her families, extended families, in-laws, they are all based in the United Kingdom. So because of that strong ties in the United Kingdom and her political vision and what she is pursuing with her political plan, I think she can, it's up to her to choose to be a Nigerian or choose to be British. How many times have I come across Nigerians in the United Kingdom when I would ask them, I already know that they are Nigerians, but I would say to them, where are you from? They'll say to me, I am British. Where are you originally from? Your parents, where are they from? They say, oh, I'm British. I've come across Nigerians who would respond to me and say, I am British. I don't want to be associated with Nigeria as a country. I am a British citizen. I've come across them. So this for me, when I saw all the bloggers, social media, and the news, everybody is saying to Kemi, why would you say such a thing about your country? Why would you say such a thing about a country where your parents, lived all their lives? Why would you say such a thing? In my head I was like, I don't see anything wrong in that. How many times have I come across footballers, even in the United Kingdom, footballers, they're saying we want to play for the English national team, even though we are Nigerian, we come from Nigeria, we are our parents or families are in Nigeria, we want to play for the English national team. There are so many times people have said things because there's a reason behind it. In Kemi's case, maybe it's a reason left unknown, but there's always a reason behind it. Maybe it could be as a result of bad experiences in the past with Nigeria as a country. It can be as a result of things that's no strong emotional connection to the country. When you connect to a culture, you believe in a country, it's because you have something. There's some memories that's made you build that connection with the country. Because when I come across people who will say to me, oh, I went on holiday to Brazil, I really love Brazil. Or I went to Thailand, it's such a great place. Or I went to Italy, Italy is amazing, the food. Or I went to Greece, Greece is a great country full of history. There must be something that will attach you to a country. Look at it from another perspective. Let's say those people, they went to those countries and they had a bad experience. I don't think they would want to go back. Let's say they went there was a natural disaster, or let's say they went there was a big fire or something. I don't think they would want to go back there. They would be like, the last time I went to this country, it was not such a good experience, so I don't want to go back there. So Kemi she has the right to say that she no longer identify as a Nigerian, and I don't think people should come at her. There's nothing wrong if she chooses to do that, because on social media everybody went at her. Even on Instagram, she disabled her comments. Everybody coming for her. Leave the woman alone. As I said, people evolve. People change. I cannot say me of 15 years ago is the same me now. People grow. People grow in life. And when people grow in life, they become a different person. And the country, Nigeria, is not for everybody. I've met people who previously in the past, they would visit Nigeria 3 times a year. And today, they don't go to Nigeria any longer. And I asked them, you used to go to Nigeria 3 times a year. Why do you stop? They said, they say to me, the bad experience they've had there, they say they don't want to go to Nigeria anymore. They lost all faith, all trust, all confidence in the country. You cannot blame them, You can't blame them. If that's their choice, let them choose. Let them choose what they want to do. And I can bet 100% there are so many Nigerians that I know which I can bet on. If there is a war between England and Nigeria today, if there's a war between England and Nigeria, I know there are Nigerians who would support Britain. They will support Britain to fight against Nigeria. As much as this sound a little bit, it sound like the impossible, but I know Nigerians who would support Britain, United Kingdom, to fight against Nigeria if there was a war between both countries. Just because that's who they are now. They are different people now. There's nothing anybody can do about it. And when people give up, they give up, lose faith in their country, lose hope. It's almost hard for you to change their mind. To change their mindset is very difficult because they just give up. I give up in that country. When people say they give up in their country, and we have people who are political migrants, people who are economic migrants, there are people moving from one location to the other for a search for better life, for search for greener pastures, looking for milk and honey. There are people leaving their countries all the time. There's so many countries where people have migrated and moved to other countries and they've denounced their citizenship. It happens so many times. I've seen different cases. We call them political or economic migrants. They just move. They say, we're fed up of our country. They run. And the reason, there's so many reasons why people can do these things. Just because they've lost all faith in their country. You know, people can run away because maybe there is, that particular country has insecurity, there's poverty rate is high, health issues is everywhere. You know, people are passing away all the time. There's a threat of kidnapping. There is a threat of somebody being attacked. There's, imagine, name it. These are reasons that can cause people to relocate from one place to the other. And it can also cause people not to identify with that particular country. Because if food prices are high, cost of living is high, you know, poverty rate is at an all-time high. There's no freedom of speech. You know, there's no right for women and young girls. You know, people are being abused on a daily basis. You know, there is, the authority is, it can cause people to say, well, if this is what my country has become, I've lost all faith and I'm not going to look back. There's nothing anybody can do. And in the process of looking at all the backlash that Kemi Badenoch was getting, in that process, I went online. I said, let me go and look at the challenges facing Nigeria as a country in 2025. Let me look at the challenges. Because as much as we would hate or love our country, we want to be proud of our country. Me, any day, any time, I am a proud Nigerian. I will always be proud of my country. Because growing up in Nigeria was the best times in my life. The best times in my life were in Nigeria. Great times with my cousins, uncles, aunties, families. I have such a strong ties in Nigeria. Such a strong connection with Nigeria as a country. And that is one thing sometimes people don't address. You know, you have to make sure your kids, your children, they are connected with your country. Give them a reason to build that connection. Me, I have strong connection. Any day, any time, I'll always be a Nigerian. Just because of those memories that I cannot erase. I have memories, powerful, strong memories, which I cannot erase, that follow me from childhood up until adulthood. So I can't get rid of them. So any day, any time, even if Nigeria is upside down, Nigeria is crashing, whatever, I will still be a Nigerian. Even if people are criticizing us globally, criticizing us worldwide, saying, oh, Nigeria is full of this, Nigeria is full of that, I will still be a Nigerian. I'm not going to be like Judas who betrayed Jesus Christ. Because sometimes what people tend to do when things are not going well, and this happens in friendship as well, when things are not going well, people will abandon you. People don't know you. When things are not going well, people will run away from you. It's just like the case of P. Diddy. You know, as soon as P. Diddy got arrested, he was thrown in jail. Everybody was back attacking him, criticizing all his best friends. They were even attacking him. But that is life. When things are not going well, people will run away from you. People will curse you. People will judge you. People will throw stones at you. When things are going well, they will come close to you. They'll be your friend. Oh, wow, you're living the life. Oh, well, let's be friends. Wow, I love your style. When things are going well, people will want to come. They'll be your best friend. You know? So I went online to look at the challenges facing Nigeria, because these are things that sometimes can make people want to distance themselves from the country. So what I found online, in terms of the challenges facing Nigeria in 2025. These are challenges that we can, if we are able to address them one after the other, I don't see why we cannot address these challenges. They are really complex challenges, but we can address them. We just need the right infrastructure, the right systems, the right policies, everything, and we can address them. So these are the challenges we are facing. in 2025, Nigeria as a country? Widespread insecurity, number one. Number two, struggling economy. Number three, ongoing social issues where people don't feel like within their social space or environment they are safe. Security threats. Terrorist activities in the Northeast. That is something that's been going on for some time. Kidnapping in the Northwest and North Central part of Nigeria. Economic hardship. People have been talking about that. The economy is hard. People have been crying. Nigeria economy. High inflation. Food prices at an all-time high. High rate of people passing away. Health challenges. People are going through so much health challenges with no hospitals to deal with these situations. Widespread poverty. Human rights concerns. Freedom of expression. And then abuse of human rights, abuse of women's rights, girls' rights. So these are the major challenges facing Nigeria when I went online to check. And as I said, these are things that we can address. I know the country has been borrowing so much money to try and boost the economy, but we can always address these problems. So those Nigerians who are out there who want to turn away from the country, these problems, we can address them. There are other ways to address them if our political leaders are not addressing them. There are other alternatives to address these issues. But we have to be there for our country in good, in bad times. We have to be there for them. Because the country might need us to help with ideas, to help with innovations. The country might need us. We can't turn against our country. We can't just look back and say, we no longer want to be part of it. Every country has its ups and downs. And Nigeria also have some good things. There's also some good. Every time the news, there's always a negative perception, negative information, negative stories about the country. But there are also some good things about the country. There are also some good things which the news never would put out there. There are good things. But it's always the bad. That's why it's called news. It's always the bad things that make the news. Good stories will never make the news. However, going back to the topic of Kemi Badenoch, I think everyone should just leave this woman in peace. Because in life, people can be who they want to be. If they want to represent England, let them represent England. If they want to represent the United States of America, let them do so. Let them represent who they want to represent. We are not in any position to criticize someone for the choices that they make. They make that choice. Let them live with their choices.
Someone called Kemi Badenoch has been upsetting Nigerians. And I really had no idea what was going on. So I Googled, and she showed me videos of Kemi Badenoch basically saying that she no longer identifies as a Nigerian. I was shocked to see so many people complain online about Kemi Badenoch.